This episode of Girl Influence Power is brought to you by Kollectin. Shop or run the world's tiniest boutiques with Kollectin.
Welcome to Girl Influence Power Podcast. I'm your host, Nadia Lee, entrepreneur, jewelry designer, CEO, and co-founder of Kollectin, an app that lets you shop influencer and designer labels direct from the source. Thank you for tuning in live on Castbox. This episode is brought to you by Kollectin. Shop the world's tiniest boutiques in partnership with Castbox. So today, my guest is the beautiful and smart entrepreneur, model, social media influencer, Arianny Celeste. Arianny got her start as UFC ring girl in 2006 and still currently working with UFC. She's also a TV host, hosting UFC's Ultimate Insider, Discovery Channel's Overhaulin', and MTV's Guide Code. But I know Arianny as the founder of Girlfriend Box, a fashion subscription service where you can gift your girlfriend or your girlfriends or any women in your lives. And this box is personally curated by Arianny herself each month. So welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's just go straight into the interview. Okay. I know you're born and raised in Las Vegas. So what's it like growing up there?
It's actually, a lot of people think it might be wild and crazy because of the Strip, but it's actually quite normal. Maybe a little boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because
never have guessed that.
yeah, I feel like it's just normal life off of the Strip. There's stuff like hikes and stuff that you can do, but for the most part, it's super mellow.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're going out every night, which can happen too.
But if you're a local, do you go to the Strip a lot, or
no? If you're a local, you really don't go to the Strip. You just stay in your little neighborhoods.
Okay.
They have like Summerlin and Henderson and all that. I wasn't raised in those areas. I was raised in kind of the bad areas, but yeah. I did really normal things. I feel like.
No.
I didn't get a fake ID or anything.
Oh, really?
I never got a fake ID.
Wow.
I was a good kid. Yeah.
Well, you're still a good kid.
Yeah.
So now if you were to go back to high school and they nominate you for an award or like most likely to be, what do you think that is going to be? Now looking back.
Maybe most likely to succeed because I'm looking back at all of my high school friends on like Facebook and stuff, and I think I'm probably the only one that has taken this like entrepreneurial path.
Right.
So maybe that, even though I got like high school heartthrob, that was like my thing.
Oh.
But yeah, that'd be.
Well,
cool.
that's okay. You can have both.
Yeah.
And I know you went to UNLV too, right?
Yes, I went to UNLV. I did the whole college thing. I stayed on the path. My mom was really strict with me and kind of like always enforced the fact that I needed to have an education and go to college and do all those things that she didn't do. So yeah, she just kept me in a very strict line.
Which is great because it's great. It's very important to have, especially a mother, the role model that's, like kind of keeping you in line because, we were all young ones. We know the crazy days. Oh,
I was the first, I was the oldest. So I kind of did all the, I made the mistakes and I was the rebel. So like, even though she was strict, I would sneak out with my best friend and go do bad things, but I was always good at school. Like I was like, I can't be too bad.
Right. You still have to.
Then I'm in really big trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where your accountability comes in, right?
Yeah.
Because you're still accountable to your grades, to your mom,
Yeah.
to your upbringing. So I know your first gig was with the UFC as the ring girl. So what is it like to get that first paycheck? That's a first real job or big job?
Yeah, that was my first big job. I did a lot of random jobs before that. I worked at a gym. I taught gymnastics to kids. But that was my first job, I guess, in entertainment. And I was super excited. And I did a lot of like modeling around like Vegas and stuff for billboards and stuff like that. Okay. But this was my first like also steady paycheck.
Right.
So I was super excited. I've always been super independent and driven. I never wanted to rely on my mom or my parents to like be able to get stuff.
Right.
I wanted like the hottest jeans. They're like $200. I'm like, oh, what? Where do I get that? So
yeah.
I started working as soon as I was 16.
Oh, wow.
So,
very,
yeah.
very early. Wow. Very independent. Good
Yeah.
for you. I thought I started early, but I guess not early enough.
Yeah, I don't like to be told no or that I can't do something. So
Right. And that really is that's the character you need to have if you want to
Yeah.
be an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't let anybody stop you. Otherwise, you're going to stop yourself first.
Yeah,
So I think
definitely.
that's very important. So you're like the iconic UFC girl. So the first time you step onto that ring, what does it feel like? Can you share with the audience? Like I would ever never like be able to imagine what it's like to be you. Like what are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
Well, this was back in 2006. So I was super nervous. I consider myself a little bit more of an introvert, even though my job is to be like out there.
Right.
But I was super, super nervous. I remember walking very fast around the octagon, and my boss, actually, the president of UFC, Dana White, he was like, you got to slow down. It's okay. Like, take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. Like, and I was like, okay. So it was just very nerve wracking.
Right. No, it's actually, this kind of reminds me when I got married, the wedding planner keep telling me, when you walk down the aisle, like whatever you think you're walking is really slow, like make it 10 times slower. Like don't pace down that runway. Like otherwise be gone in like a minute.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's just nerves, and everybody has it too.
Yeah. And you're up there for me in like a small outfit. So I was just very nervous. I just felt like I was going to get picked apart.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, which I did, but it's okay.
Now, when do you realize that this whole entertainment gig with the UFC can turn it actually into a career in entertainment?
Well, this was back when Twitter, Instagram wasn't around yet, I don't think, but like Twitter was a big one, and Google alerts, and there was like MMA threads and stuff that I would see, and I noticed that I was getting a lot of attention, and I never had this attention before.
Right.
But it was a lot of people wanted to know who I was and wanted to see photos and stuff like that. So I figured, okay, I should probably like do something about this. Like, let me figure out a way to capitalize and make some money off of this. So in 2011, I decided to start making my own merchandise, like calendars and T-shirts, stuff like that, posters.
Right, very entrepreneur.
And so I feel like I was probably one of the first girls to have like her own calendar, and that did really well. And I've been keeping it up ever since, because I have like my diehard fans that still buy it, and it's a really cool way for me to connect with them, because I'll be in. Say if I'm in Texas, I can go to a local bar and have a calendar signing there and just like meet my fans one-on-one.
Oh,
so,
that's nice.
yeah, it's a really cool way to connect. and I like the creative part of it, like getting the whole shots and going on location and figuring out what looks good and that whole part of it.
Oh, okay. So like what was the first social media, like, I don't know, engine or something, the platform that you used? Was Twitter, you said, or
I think it was Twitter?
Twitter, and then you moved on into...
Oh, no, it was MySpace, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
MySpace, and then Twitter, and then you're on like Facebook,
Instagram.
Yeah. What's your biggest platform, you think, that people can really connect with you?
I think the biggest one is probably Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Is it the stories or usually the...
Yeah, I think it's much more personal than Facebook. I feel like Facebook is more like for family and stuff like that. But Instagram is where I can show people like my real life on stories and stuff like that, and also comment back to them. And
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, now you can have podcasts too. You can have a live, you can have a live podcast, and they can actually, talk to you and submit questions and really interact, and you can monetize. Yeah, they can send you, blingy emojis.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so I know a lot of girls in their 20s when they get into this whole career in entertainment. It's actually really hard because there's all this shiny lights. I mean, what advice would you give them, like when they're starting out in their career, to be careful about, or to be cautionary, I guess, once they step into that limelight?
I would say follow your gut instincts. I feel like after years and years of being in this career, I know that I know when someone's not genuine or out for different reasons. I remember meeting with a huge movie producer that kind of made me, he wanted to meet me, but he wanted to meet me at his home. And I even told my agency at the time, I was like, what is this? They're like, meet him, see what he's about, but also know that he has a reputation of being kinda. So I would just say, like, go with your gut instinct and don't ever do anything that you're not proud of. Like, whatever I've done in my life, in my career, I've always consulted with my mother, and she's my best friend. And if it's something that you're not proud of, then don't do it.
Right, exactly. And then don't put yourself in that situation too, right?
Exactly.
Do you think it would be hard to, like, turn someone and say, hey, maybe not meeting your house? I don't know how Hollywood works, but like if you were to say, hey, no, maybe not somewhere else instead, is that even a possibility for, like, starters?
It's definitely a possibility. And I think that's where, even though having an agency can be a pain in the butt because you don't want to deal with, like, agency fees and all that. That's where it is a good thing, because they come in, they're the bad guys. They're like, no, we're going to have this meeting in a coffee shop, or we're going to have this meeting in an office.
Yes.
So that's where they, like, having an agency can be really good.
Okay.
If you have a good agency.
When do you know you want to have an agent? Like, I mean, to what point in your career you go, oh, I need to have an agent or a manager, or what's the difference even? Like, I don't know anything about that industry.
So agencies work for the agent, and they their job is to get clients, get jobs for you. Managers kind of manage your everything from your schedule to your transportation, flights, all that. They make sure that the contracts are good, double checking them even after the agency. So it's just another fee that you have to incur, but sometimes it's worth it.
So the manager is kind of like looking out for your long-term goals
Yes.
and protecting you and your whole brand as a whole, right?
Yes.
An agency is more than like someone who's getting you jobs and getting you pretty much work, because they get paid off of the work that they get from you.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think there's a conflict? Like if you don't have an agency versus you have, is there a conflict sometimes that you have with the agency in terms, like, this is a job I want to get, but this is something that the agent said, hey, it's probably not a good job. I mean, do those conflicts come up?
There's definitely conflicts, but I think it's just all about having open communication with your agencies and your agent. Like for me, I have like quarterly calls with my agent. And we talk about everything from our goals to our deadlines, and if we've hit a certain goal that we want, and if we haven't, we kind of strategize how can we get there.
Okay.
So yeah, it can be challenging, but at the same time, I think it's good to have that kind of protection.
Right. So you're basically your own business owner, and you're controlling your destiny of your own, you as a brand or you as a business with your agent. So then, you treat it like any, any meeting that we would have in a company, that we have with our team or with our department, like having goals and having, No, that's actually very insightful. Because people probably don't know, like, the truth behind, like, what makes a good relationship between an agent and a talent.
It's almost like a relationship. You have to, like, stay in communication and be open and honest, and talk about things. Like, if it's a job that they don't think I should do and I think I should do it, we got to talk about it and figure out why. So.
Do you think timing is very important, like on your career, to be who you are, to get to where you are? Did that play into, your whole career path?
Yeah, I think timing is it's very important. Timing is everything. I know that when I started modeling when I was super young, they basically said, you know, like, I'm not going to be able to model because I'm not tall enough. So now everything's kind of changed.
Right,
now
right.
everybody wants to know how many followers you have,
Right.
how many views you're getting. So it's the game has changed so much, and it's very there's opportunity for everybody,
Right.
no matter what age, race, shape, size you are, which is kind of cool.
Right.
Because the timing is now.
Yeah, that's true. To be an influencer, right? I mean, because
Yeah.
even in the
Even
influence,
modeling,
yes,
too.
that's true. Because even in what we call influencing world, you're considered like the mega influencer, because I think we actually have industry standards now. Like you are a micro if you're like, I don't know, 50,000 following, and you're you know, a macro if you're 100 or more. You know, like, so there's actually terms that I would say they would coin you as mega influencer because you have more than millions of followers, like 2 million or more, right?
Yeah.
On Instagram. So how do you get traction as an influencer now? Like, because you're pretty much at the top of the influencing pyramid. How do you get traction or even at each level? Like, how do you get traction?
I would say, I mean, I didn't really start out as an influencer. I mostly did it because of my backing with like UFC and my fan base. I kind of got into influencing just because I knew like it's another avenue that I can make money and build a career off of.
Right.
So I think people who are starting out that just really want to be an influencer, I would say just find like your niche and be, you know, there's a lot of people that do certain things. What is going to stand you apart from them?
Right. Okay. And then people think influencer is such a walk in the park in terms of a job. Like, I know it's very demanding and it's very, it takes a lot. Yeah. So can you share with us like how demanding your time or your schedule as, you know, an influencer, as a UFC, as a model? I mean, as you know, all the hats that you wear, like how demanding is it on?
I mean, it's very demanding, but I feel like I'm very lucky that everything that I do is fun and creative. Like if it's for a brand that I work for and there's a deadline and I know that I have to post however many pictures before this date, I know I'm going to set at least 2 to 3 times a week where I'm just shooting content daily, and that's like more like lifestyle stuff. The traveling, I travel 1 to 3 times a month with UFC, and it's usually 4 to 5 days, depending on where it is. And then everything else comes in. I'm at the office for Girlfriend Box once a week, taking calls from home, blah blah blah. So it's a lot, but I don't know. I get anxiety when I'm bored. So.
That's a good thing.
So I need to constantly stay busy.
Right. Because I know you sometimes have to pack the boxes too, right? Because
Yeah.
you just get so busy at Girlfriend Box.
Yeah.
Did you, like, when you started off Girlfriend Box, did you go, what? I didn't do this to pack the boxes.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for this, but I mean, it's all part of the process, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's really rewarding about having your own business, having this, you know, Girlfriend Box where you're in charge and you are curating and it's your business, your baby?
I think just having that hope that it could turn into something really amazing, and something that I can do when I'm older, when I have kids. And, you know, because right now a lot of my business is based on, you know, my outside appearance and all that, and looks fade and all that. But if you have a really amazing business that you believe in, that you can feed your kids off of in the future and build a really nice house from, like that's what I want.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. Because I know when you first told me about the Girlfriend Box, I was like, wow, this is brilliant. Like, how come nobody's thought of this, where it's like a box for the girlfriend, for the male audience, right?
Yeah.
So
I think males need help in that department.
yeah, exactly. You know what? Because
So.
because when I first told my husband about the Girlfriend Box, he's like, that's brilliant as well. He's like, oh, we don't know what to buy, especially for you. I never know what to buy. If someone I trust or someone I look up to already did all the picking, that would have saved me all the, you know, all the pain and all the headaches. Yeah. And you have good taste too on top of that. Can you tell me a little bit about what's in the Girlfriend Box for all of you out there who's never heard of a Girlfriend Box or the entire subscription. What is it?
So Girlfriend Box is girl gifting made easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I generally like did it for men to gift their girlfriends' wives, but there's also a lot of girls that have subscribed because of the items in it. So it's a fashion item, a beauty product, makeup, and an intimate, whether it's lingerie or like a bralette, stuff like that. It's 4 to 5 items of stuff that I love and good quality, and we try to make it as personalized as possible with like a gift card, or not a gift card, a greeting card,
right,
and stuff like that to make sure that she feels super special.
Right, because I know you told me you signed some of those cards too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys out there, when you subscribe, you're actually getting her Arianny's signature and written, handwritten note inside the box. So a lot of the success that you have is really the ability of you working with people. So what lessons have you learned in working with different people? What's important about, that relationship?
It's very simple, but a long time ago, my makeup artist friend, she basically said, like, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, whatever room you walk into, like, make sure you're nice, you say hello, you're polite, you make people feel special no matter who they are.
Right.
And I think that's really helped me in my career, because people tend to say I'm super nice, and I don't know what they would think I would be, but I tend to get like rehired if I go to an appearance, and I say hi to the janitor, or I say hi to the general manager, or I say hi to the person who's the security at the front of the line. They're like, oh, Arianny's so nice, she greeted everyone, blah blah, and we want her back in 6 months to do this again. So it's all about human connection and making people feel special no matter who they are.
Right. Yeah, because I see you very genuine. Like you're out there and you care, and it's very similar to
that's what the gift box is.
Right.
Too. It's about making people feel special.
Right, because you don't want to just push them anything, right? Because there's a lot of boxes out there now. Yeah. I mean, gosh, box subscription is like everywhere now. It's just kind of like blew up. So that's what kind of stands you out. Is really your genuineness about trying to help people to get the stuff that they want for their girlfriends or girlfriends, wives. Thank you. Okay. And so I know you said your mom is a big inspiration for you. Do you recall a moment with your mom that you felt like that was really important to shaping who you are today?
Well, my mom's been through a lot. She lost my dad when she was 2 months pregnant with me. So that she basically raised me for the first 4 years of my life alone, like as a single mom. We lived in my grandparents' garage. That was our room. But she was such a hard worker. She went to nursing school during the day, or maybe, I don't know. She had a 9 to 5, and then she went to school at night for nursing. She was just a very, very hard worker and took such good care of me. And so I really have this goal of just like making enough to like just pay off everything that she ever has, and just make sure she has a really good life. Yeah, and the same for my sisters too. They're my little sisters.
Oh, so. Yeah, because you see your mom being so hardworking, and I think that even no matter if she's telling you or not, you can feel it, you can sense it, and I think
she's like retiring in a few months, and she's like, I can't wait. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, okay, I gotta work harder. So
no, but I think that's probably where your work ethic comes from. Is from your mom and seeing how hard she works to provide for the family. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go take a little break right now.
Now you can try before you buy on Kollectin. Introducing Experience, the new way to shop jewelry. Flaunt your style and express your creativity with experience. Get it today, only on Kollectin.
Okay, we're back. So, Arianny, let's talk about your influence. Do you have any idea that the social media would make such an impact on your career now? when you first started it?
I didn't know how big of an impact it would make, but I knew that it was going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I needed to get a Facebook and a Twitter and Instagram at the time it came out. MySpace was a big one.
Right.
And I knew that it was going to help somehow. I just
Mhm.
didn't know exactly
Ah,
the importance of it.
right. Now, the word influencer is used a lot, and
Mhm.
nowadays it's just thrown around a lot. Everybody calls themselves influencers. So in some ways, it's gotten kind of a bad rap,
Mhm.
bad rap for
Yeah.
for that term. So what do you think that word influencer mean to you? And do you consider yourself an influencer?
Mm. Yeah, the word influencer does kind of throw me off a little bit because I see a lot of influencers that are not being genuine and
Mhm.
or just influencing people in the wrong way.
Right.
Um, I just like to be genuine as possible,
Mhm.
and to me, I've always been a driven and hardworking person, and
Right.
that's what I'm putting off, and I'm
Right.
like hopefully encouraging people to be the same
Right. Right.
and believe in themselves and keep going and stay driven and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my whole motto. But there's good and bad influencers out there.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
What do you think is your own brand of influence? Just the genuineness?
Yeah, I think it's a empowered woman. Like I find
Mhm.
being able to be yourself, being sexy is a powerful thing.
Right, right. Yeah.
Especially when you have, things to back it up. If you're doing other things besides just there's a lot of beautiful girls out there. So what's going to set you apart again?
Right. Yeah, you could be
yeah.
beautiful, sexy, smart,
Sexy
and
is
driven,
good.
right?
Yeah.
And you can have your own business. You
Yeah.
really could do everything,
Yeah.
right? So how about content creation? Is that a pain in the butt?
It can be, but I love it because I like to be creative. I can look at an outfit and be like, okay, I want to shoot this here because this is going to bring out this color
Mhm,
and
mhm.
this. So I love content creating. It can be a bit stressful if you have like deadlines and
Mhm,
stuff,
mhm.
but for the most part, I love directing shoots. I love
Ah.
picking backgrounds and all
Right,
that.
right.
And I love dressing up. I'm a girly girl. I love
Yeah.
fashion. So it's fun for me.
Oh, so you can even actually direct your own.
Fashion.
Actually, fashion shoots and
Yeah.
styling. You style yourself as well?
I style myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. See, I tell you. Everything she does on her own. Now, do you think it's more video or pictures now that's more important in terms of content?
I think it's a little bit of both. Pictures are great and they can tell a story, but I think videos really show your personality
Mhm.
and they're a little bit more personal. So
Ah.
I would recommend posting at least one video a month or one
Right.
video a week if you can.
Yeah, I think it's one. I think Instagram told us it's like
One
at
a
least
week.
one a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we got some tips from Instagram.
Yeah.
I think it is like at least once a week at 1 hour of life a week if you can.
Really?
Something, yeah, something.
So demanding.
Right, and like 6 stories a day, something like that.
Wow.
It's
That's
a
a lot.
full-time job. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Um, who do you think are your followers? Like, what's the demographics?
Mhm. So I have a lot of male following just
Mhm.
because of the UFC background.
Right.
But I do find a lot of women that are into fitness and fashion.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
You're like a fitness role model for them.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to like my role model is Brooke Burke. So
Oh, yes.
so she's fashion, fitness.
Mhm.
Now she's a mom.
Mhm.
She takes good care of herself. So she's kind of my icon that I'd like to be like.
Okay. Now, I don't even know if you can remember back to the days when you had like, say, maybe, 100,000 following, versus now you have millions of following. What's the difference that you feel like back then and now?
Back then, I guess I was a lot more, I could spot and focus a lot more on the negative,
Mm-hmm.
whereas now it's a lot more easier because there's more people.
Right.
I would get upset or
Right.
I would want to say something back. But now it's a lot easier since there's more people.
Right.
To
you
not
don't-
care as much.
That's true. So how do you deal with all that negative like comment. People just like to say bad things. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden social media opens up this platform where people feel like they can now say anything because nobody know who they are behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
So I deal with that just by blocking them.
Mhm.
I used to get really upset and take it to heart, but now I feel like it's best to just ignore the negative
That's true.
stuff.
So just don't read it.
Yeah. Well, erase it and block them.
Okay. That's powerful.
Because I don't like to see stuff like that.
Right. No, that's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who say that influencing is very easy, what's the general hour you spent, like, maybe a week on just the social media part of influencing?
Wow. I'm not really sure, but it could be, I don't know. I feel like it's a full-time job, whether I'm editing photos or I'm doing a photo shoot, setting up stories.
So
I
it's
don't
like
know.
every day.
Yeah,
Right.
every day.
Yeah, it's every day. So for those of you out there, it's an everyday job.
Also, even stuff like liking other influencers' pictures and stuff,
Right.
to make sure that you're being seen. Like,
right.
Yeah. So
and
it's
that
a lot.
all contributes to the hours that you put in for social media, right? Because you're constantly working.
Yeah.
So what's your approach when you come to like influencing people? Like when you want to make an impact, like how would you do your influencing, I guess, to make a difference or make an impact?
I try to keep my page super diversified. If it's a sexy photo, I want to make sure I follow up with a fitness or fashion photo, something with the inspiration that I've heard on a podcast or I've seen online. So I just kind of keep it really diversified.
Right, and you give a lot of advice on your social media
stories. I like sharing wisdom because I take it in and I'm like, oh, I like this, so I want to share it.
Right,
I want to share it with people. It's also like a reminder to myself if it's something that I'm going through.
Right.
It's a reminder to people that I'm human. I'm going through the same kind of things that they are. So just to keep going.
Yeah. So is there a way for you, like, is there a certain routine or thing you do to get yourself out of the slump? Because I know everyone has those bad days.
There's a few things. I like listening to Abraham Hicks. She's all about manifestation and spirituality, and she's really inspirational. You can find her stuff on YouTube or whatever. I think she has a podcast. I'm not sure. But I also just took up meditation.
Oh yes, that is very powerful.
I try to do like 10 minutes, especially if I know that it's going to be a really busy day, and I have to have like a very energetic and positive attitude. 10 minutes in the morning, right when I wake up. I don't look at my phone at all. I don't do my coffee. I just go straight to my living room and do the meditation. It's a guided meditation.
Okay. Yeah. So is it hard to get your brain to kind of like quiet down? Or...
It's definitely hard.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder if you try after you've already like done your coffee or looked at your phone.
Right.
So you have to do it straight away.
That's true. I agree, because I try to do meditation once at night. And it's just it just kept me up longer.
Oh yeah.
And then by the time I'm done, I'm like, wait, I'm not meditating. I'm actually thinking about all these work things or things to do tomorrow. So that's actually a really good tip.
Yeah.
Do you do any breathing like exercises for the meditation, or is it just purely mind?
It's just sitting there in stillness.
Okay.
With breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep breaths. Yeah.
Okay. Is it fair to expect people with a large following to be also a good role model for their followers? Because you said some influencers are really not influencing in the right way, but then is it fair to expect that everyone who's an influencer has to be a good role model? Because you're a good role model, but not everyone else is like that.
I don't think it's fair to expect that everybody is going to be a good role model. I think that there's bad seeds everywhere, and some people are rooting for the bad guy. They want to be on the bad guy's team, or they're bad people themselves, so they support stuff like that. But to each their own, I think. I think
really
it's a
true.
big responsibility to put on someone as well.
Right, right. Because some people do all these things just to get attention or to
Yeah.
get likes or to get following,
Yeah.
which is probably not the proper thing to really be influencing upon
Yeah.
others. But they do it, but they do it for the following,
Yeah.
for the wrong reasons. So, who are some of the people you follow on social media and why do you follow them?
A big one that I follow is Idillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beautiful woman that's super inspiring. She's always posting her inspirational quotes, and then underneath the quotes, it's this really long explanation of the quote. And she's really like, I've read a few of her things, and it really like hit home. Trent Shelton. He's also an inspirational, motivational speaker.
Yeah,
I like stuff like that. I think it's just a great reminder. And it's funny because sometimes you're going through something and they'll say something and it's like exactly what you needed to hear to get yourself out of that spot. So I like stuff like that. Obviously, my friends I follow, fashion people.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So do you do follow more fashion, fitness, inspirational, anything else that you are interested in?
I follow a lot, like a vegan account, an alkaline account. That also is a good reminder of what to eat and what not to eat. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop eating that. I'm gonna eat some broccoli today instead of the pizza. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mixture of everything.
Okay. So what are you doing now that you're really excited about?
Right now, I got big plans for Girlfriend Box to redo the website, change things up a lot, simplify everything, just make everything a lot smoother and easier with my schedule. I plan on working on some more music because I'm a singer and that's like my passion.
Yeah, beautiful voice.
Thank you. That's kind of like my passion project type stuff. Like even if I don't ever make a cent off that, I'm just happy to do it and to, if people like it, great. If they don't, that's okay too. But it just makes me feel good. Like I love music.
Yeah.
You know, you can listen to a song and it changes your entire day. So
right.
I just want to get back into music. So I'm working with someone right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We're all looking forward.
Thank you.
To all these upcoming projects. I know you're so busy. You have so many things going on. No, but it's great. So in closing, of course, I have to ask, why do you love Kollectin?
I love Kollectin. Well, obviously I love jewelry, but I love the fact that you guys have figured out a way to not only connect with influencers, but give them the power to influence, but also make their own way. Like a lot of people don't have the money to go out, even to buy clothes, to take different pictures. But you guys are giving them the opportunity to get all these products so that they can be creative and make their own content. I love that. I love that. It's empowering.
Yes, it is. We're trying to make it easier for everyone. For anyone who actually doesn't even have to be influencers or even any women who's entrepreneurial if they want to have their own little business.
Even if you're like a stay-at-home mom and you're into jewelry, it's like just something to do.
Right. And jewelry is important actually, right?
Yeah, it can make a whole outfit.
Right.
I just realized that.
Well, thank you, Arianny, for joining us today and sharing your amazing stories. You're a great inspiration for women starting out in the world of social media, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. So you really can have it all, the beauty, the wits, and the ability to do everything. So for all of you out there who aren't following you yet, of course, you need to follow Arianny. She's an amazing entrepreneur, not just an influencer, really. She's really a great entrepreneur, and she has lots of great advice to share with you all the time. So don't miss out. I think you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so wherever social media is available. If you enjoy our podcast today, please subscribe to our podcast and check out our videos on our website, girlinfluencepower.com, or on Kollectin's YouTube channel. So with the holidays coming, don't forget about thegirlfriendbox.com and order that box for your girl. So there you have it, Arianny Celeste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Is there a couple of questions that came through? No? Okay. Okay. All right. We're good. Thank you. Perfect timing.
That was great.